Yes, Britain's railways of the future are being welded into shape. From the pages of the modernisation plan, the new outlines are emerging and becoming reality all over the country. This long rail welding depot at Dinsdale is appropriately near the Stockton-Darlington line, where railways were born more than a century ago, were born here and grew up to astonish the world. Of all the millions being spent on today's railway rebirth, a large part is devoted to track and the mechanical aids to do the job. For example, to make sure that the entire structure of our railway system will stand up to the heavier loads and higher speeds of tomorrow. This labour-saving giant is a ballast cleaner. It cleans and replaces old ballast with the minimum disturbance to track and schedules. The old 60-foot rails on wooden sleepers are removed. They are replaced by pre-assembled track on concrete sleepers. Another machine, the Morris track layer, can also do this work without interrupting traffic on the adjoining line. The additional line will complete 4 tracks between York and Northallerton. The ballast is packed underneath the sleepers by the jaws of the ballast tampers. Here, on the main line of the northeast region, between Durham and Newcastle, they are laying the rails of the new era, each 600 feet long, where once they were 60. Using this method, on average, a mile of track can be laid in one day. To prevent disruption of normal services, the job is carried out on a Sunday. The long ribbon rail is lowered straight on to rubber insulating pads, which help to deaden the noise and makes for smoother travel, free from clicks and clatter. Fastenings are tightened with an impact wrench instead of the old-fashioned spanner. Note the heavier shoulder of supporting ballast. Here it is, firm and safe, the 100-mile-an-hour track of the future. A permanent way, never before so permanent. But to maintain these high speeds economically, something more is needed. Electrification at 25,000 volts AC. Here, at Crewe Junction, this wiring team is completing the stringing of the contact wire on the first section of 44 route miles of overhead construction on the Manchester-Crewe line. It's a hazardous occupation. Hello, he must have a train to miss. An electrified system needs a control system. Here at Canterbury, on the southern region, this electrical control room covers over 90 route miles and operates switches at current feeder points by remote control throughout an area extending from Gillingham to Ramsgate and Dover. A routine check of the resetting of circuit breakers on the Margate line. If we are going to run trains at higher speeds, it becomes all the more necessary to have the means of regulating their movements. The traffic regulator, in the signal box at Newcastle, gives instructions to the men at the board. This box controls the largest crossover in the country, at the east end of Newcastle Central Station. Is it possible that Stephenson, when he built his noble high-level bridge here over 100 years ago, could have envisaged a box such as this, controlling diesel and electric trains thundering over his structure? A smaller installation at Faversham is typical of the many now appearing throughout the southern region. At the touch of a button on this board, the signalman can describe his train to the next section. The functions of many wooden signal boxes up and down the lines are rapidly being replaced by a centralized box such as this at Wilmslow. It is the most up-to-date in the country. 2 boxes like this will control 27 out of the 40 miles between Crewe and Manchester. High-speed relays, arranged as plug-in units, are making maintenance relatively simple. It is a new world of electronics. Coded pulses on audio frequencies carry the control and indication messages, and fully transistorized units are employed with the latest printed circuit techniques. As well as the work directly connected with the track and its apparatus, there are many other types of buildings to be considered. Darlington has a fine new diesel depot to house the multiple units which are bringing new revenue here and throughout the country. Now for a brush and wash up. Motive power depots are traditionally dingy, but our new ones are light and airy. Everyone agrees that the tea tastes better without soot, and individual tastes are still catered for. Good home training here. Depots for electric stock are also springing up. This one at Long Sight, near Manchester, uses laminated timber in its construction. As regards freight services, the modernisation plan envisages a complete reorientation of operations. And this new shed at Peterborough marks the first stage of reconstruction of railway services in this particular area. replace the multiplicity of small yards, the plan provides for the concentration of marshalling into fewer highly mechanized centers. And it's already showing results, sometimes with the help of special television and radar equipment. Temple Mills in the eastern region is Europe's most modern marshalling yard. And on these tracks, 125 trains are sorted and reformed daily. The ultimate aim is to handle 4,500 wagons a day and so save £250,000 a year. A novel feature is the automatic operation of the primary retarders, which ensure that wagons descend from the hump at the optimum speed for safe shunting. Weight and approach speed are first measured by mechanical and electronic equipment, which passes on the information to the retarder mechanism by the time the wagon reaches it. The 8 secondary retarders are operated from the control tower, and the wagon and its perhaps precious load comes peacefully to rest exactly where it's wanted. At Margam, on the western region, we are building another yard, even more advanced. 2 years ago, it was a sandy waste, but now there are sorting sidings and lighting towers. A start has also been made with the stations. For the problem of the small suburban station, such as this one at East Didsbury, a construction of prefabricated concrete provides a clean and simple solution. Here again, at Ratcliffe Central, is another example of how attention to detail can create a fresh and friendly atmosphere. No longer is the railway station merely a place of hurried arrivals and departures. The modernisation plan provides for proper station amenities as an important part of a comprehensive railway service. Today, restaurants like the Shires at St Pancras are beginning to offer cuisine, comfort and elegance of full cosmopolitan standard. For the traveller in a hurry, new buffets provide the answer. They are gay and colourful. They will bury forever those old music hall jokes. A major reconstruction is nearing completion at Manchester-Oxford Road. Exciting new shapes make a clean break from tradition and are typical of this whole great 20th century adventure. London Road Station too has become the scene of feverish engineering activity. But before projects like these can be started, scale models must be made of each proposed new station and considered by ministries, municipal councils, police, chambers of commerce, and indeed all interested bodies. This one of Leeds City Station is a glimpse into the future. The money required for all this must come from the freight receipts and from the humble ticket. 600 different types of ticket can be printed on demand by this magic machine. Hey presto. And now for the means of moving. All steel passenger stock, with the accent on comfort and convenience, is rapidly replacing the outworn, outmoded wooden coaches. On this new second-class two-berth sleeping car, the insulation being sprayed serves a dual purpose. It keeps the rumble out and the snores in. Dressing mirrors, water carafes, hot and cold in wash basins, and interior sprung mattresses all combine to make this a really modern bedroom on wheels. By day, what to see? These modern diesel vehicles, 3,000 of them are now in service, reveal to passengers the way ahead. They are making new friends and setting fresh standards of comfort and service. Glasgow will soon have its own suburban electric trains, embodying the best features of modern trends and running smoothly under 25,000 volt AC wires. Meanwhile, in other parts of the country, big diesel-electric locomotives are speeding up the services, and the night ferry on the Southern has its new electric locomotive. But for the real railway enthusiast, the big event will be the appearance of the 25,000 volt locomotive, these giants of the future. So keep your eyes open for the buildings and equipment necessary to fulfill our great railway plan. The sight of it will encourage you. And remember, it is not everything. There is the problem of finding and training the right men for modern management or to staff the new technical branches. Apprentice training schools are proving just as exciting and forward-looking in their own way as any of the engineering projects bound up in the plan. Here are some of the boys who tomorrow will man Britain's new railway system.